All right. I'm going to do something here a little different than Halo 1. I love Call of Duty 4. It was one of my favorite games on Xbox Live. It was remastered, re-released, Modern Warfare Remastered, whatever you want to call it. People are, they're showing that some things aren't the same as original. There's some things a little different, a little weird. I just want to talk about the spawns. People have brought it up, but they're not really talking about it, I feel like. There's not really been a lot of people showing how it was different. And maybe people have just forgotten that haven't played Call of Duty 4 in a while. I didn't really ever stop playing. Every once in a while, I'd go back and play original. So to me, it's blatant that the spawns are different. I don't even really mean the spawn points where people are spawning, but how they're spawning. Call of Duty 4 was very controllable. You always knew where people were going to spawn. You never had to worry about people being behind you unless they flanked you and they were just smart and made a good decision and got there in the right way. The element of control with spawns in Call of Duty 4, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, is gone. It's done. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I went back and played original right after I played some Modern Warfare Remastered, and it's so obvious that it's really ridiculous. And let me tell you something, if wet work was already in the game, you would all know immediately. If it's not noticeable enough in Bog or Ambush or Crossfire, I got to play wet work. If Modern Warfare Remastered, if the spawns really are, and maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about all this. I don't know. You decide. I'm going to show you some clips and just talk a little bit about it. So here's Bog. I don't know who these people are. I literally just pulled these off of online. You don't need to do anything special to show these spawns. This is how they worked every damn game of Team Deathmatch back in 2007 and onward. So look, these people spawned on A side if you're playing Dom. Watch this. I'm just going to skip around this video. They're right here. Green are the bad guys, red, or green are the good guys, red are the bad guys. Now, unless this player goes way far into their spawn and wipes that team out, every time they kill this guy that we're watching the POV of, he's going to spawn with his team. You see his team isn't pushing too far past the middle of this map. They're going to keep spawning A side. Look, you can see right here. We're seeing them in the UAV. They're all still spawning C. We even got a guy who pushed in over here on his team. And just keep note, they're holding the middle of the map. You don't see them once turn around and watch their back. You want to know why? Because people don't randomly spawn behind you for no reason in original. The only time you're going to see people behind you, you can see it, I'm just clicking around here, is when they have flanked and not been killed, which is always great, or you kill a bunch of them at once and you're too far forward into their spawn. I mean, there's a lot of weird things that can happen in Call of Duty, but you were watching, I'm skipping around here, this is Bog. It's not changing. Unless they wipe this team out from A side, they're not going to switch spawns and start spawning randomly at C behind the other team. It just isn't going to happen. Now, if they push too far forward, look at that. See, he dies. He spawns back at A because that's where his team is. It's not, I mean, it's literally never going to change. Oh, it looks like they're C side now. So what happened? They push too far forward. Look, you can even see they're pushing too far forward. They kill too many of them at once. They get A spawn. They didn't randomly spawn between A and C for no reason. That's not how it worked. And now look, they're spawning C consistently. The other team is spawning A consistently. Let me show you a clip from Modern Warfare Remastered. We're going to get rid of this Bog. Let me show you this doozy. Let me see which Bog clips I have. Let me show you a couple of them. I'm going to show you that one last because it's my favorite. So here we are, Modern Warfare Remastered. Here's my... now, this is important. Too Late kills this guy, Death 774. Now watch. If this is like the original, all his team is not too far into the C on Dom spawn. They're in the middle of the map or back at A, and some of them are over here in this building. And if in original, if you stayed in that area, your team would spawn A. There would be no issue. They'd spawn. You never had to turn around, worry about it. Now watch. Watch what happens. He killed that guy, right? You see all the red dots over here. So he should spawn there if it's like original. Every time. This isn't like it happens sometimes. It was every time in original. There, Too Late is killed by Death 774. Now, do you think, and if you see the kill cam, he's behind him at A. Do you think, oh, and here's the even better. Too Late's team is back at A, and he spawns at C. Look at this. He spawns at C. I'm probably yelling in the mic. I'm sorry, guys. So 2 examples right there in that video. That would have never happened in original. But you need to take note, that guy spawned behind him. He didn't spawn and run all the way around Too Late's team and get behind him and get him. You know, like that didn't happen. That's not what happened. So the spawns being different, maybe I'm crazy here, has totally changed how the game plays. It does not play the same. It does not feel the same. The things that used to work don't work anymore. Is that bad or good? I don't know. But I bought COD4 Remastered. I didn't buy... And let me be clear, the game is great. Modern Warfare Remastered is awesome. Everything is great, except the spawns. I mean, there are other little problems. We saw about the flinch, this and that, whatever. I'm going to hop around in some more videos because I'll probably draw this out way too long. I'm just trying to get a point across here. And maybe it doesn't want to play. That's fine. We'll go to this one. Oh, yeah, of course. All right, so Crossfire, so obvious. So obvious that spawns are different. Or that the spawn system is different. See this team? Spawn up. I'll just say top spawn. Because you have to go down into this bottom spawn. Watch this. I'm going to click around. They're up at top. They're still up at top. They're not moving. But that's the thing. They are moving around. You see this? And see, old COD, it was great. It was like a battle for... And watch, these people will continuously spawn at the bottom of the map. Because they're kind of holding this side. You fought for position in COD4, an original. You don't fight for anything anymore. You just run around in a circle like an idiot and hope that, yeah, you can control it. I get it. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit how different it is, but there's no element of control of the spawns anymore, and it totally changes how you play a team deathmatch game. I'm not even going to talk about domination, headquarters, sabotage. I don't even want to know what they did to the spawns of that. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I've not played them and gone back and played it. I've played them in Modern Warfare Remastered a lot. I've not gone back and played them in original to see if I notice a big difference. But if the deathmatch spawns are messed up, I'm assuming the objective spawns are. You see, the whole game, they do not switch spawns. The only way you got down in their spawn is if you... Well, the game ended real early. The host quit out. But is if you flip. If you push too far in and the spawns flip. Did this one ever work? Let's talk about Ambush. Ambush is another map. Ambush to me is not even fun to play anymore. In original Ambush, you controlled your side and the middle of the map. The team that won generally controlled the middle of the map. And you would just kind of catch them in their spawn. And if they were good, they would push out and they would take over the middle. And sometimes you could push in. If you were getting destroyed, you could push behind far enough. And if a lot of your team died and the other team pushed too far forward, you would flip spawns and you would have another safe haven. It was you had to be careful and you had to balance where you were going and where you were standing and how many were dead. That's gone. It's done. Ambush is not even fun to play anymore. You can see I click around. This guy's going to spawn with his team every time. Even when they're around the other team, he spawns with his team. Because they will keep spawning near each other until they overtake the spawn points, I guess. It's kind of how it feels. I don't know the actual science behind it. It's not like Halo 1 or anything, but it's the same idea actually. If you're in the zone, they're not going to spawn there. If they if it's just ridiculous. Oh, and I got to show you another bog clip. So I'm just clicking around. You're seeing what's happening. They're all on one side. They're all on one side. When they get together and they're around each other, eventually a majority of the other team will get killed and they'll spawn back with their team wherever they're at that moment. It's not, it was literally the same the whole time the game was at. It's so obvious if you go back. Oh, Downpour is another one that's super obvious. Oh, and I don't know who any of these people are or their videos. I guess I should say thank you for letting me just take, whatever. I don't know. So look, Downpour, they spawn bottom. They push this middle building. The other team clearly spawned all up here on this side of the map. Watch what'll happen. I'm just going to click around. They will spawn down here the whole game if they do not push too far forward and they kill the team and don't let the other team take them over. Downpour is not fun anymore. Look at this guy. See, this is what I was talking about. He's pulling a flank. You'll notice his team are not spawning with him when they're dying. They're not. He's flanking them. He's getting some good kills. You'll even see they're spawning right back there again. That's how you kind of played the game. You had to outthink people a little bit. It wasn't just, I'm going to spin around in a circle and I got to check my back every 2 seconds. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Look, you can see even then, they're still spawning right here. And he died. He died because, one, his team didn't push with him. They didn't flip spawns together, which is not what he wanted to do, I'm sure. He probably wants to control his side. He wants them to push his spawn, and he wants to kill them. Look, it's not rocket science. They're still not flipping spawns at random. I'm going to get out of the original clips. I'm going to go to the Modern Warfare Remastered. Here's Downpour. By the way, all the clips I have on here were recorded within the last week, and we didn't even really make a point of doing it. So you see, my buddy. Now let's be clear. My buddy is kind of doing what that other guy was doing in the last video in original. He's getting behind, trying to get behind him, pull a flank, get some kills. You can see the rest of his team is down at the bottom here. Watch what happens. So he thinks they're spawning over here still. Great. He's going to get some kills. And if he dies, it's not a big deal. He'll spawn back with his team. All right, so now he's going to spawn back at the bottom if you're playing original. No, he spawned literally with the other team behind them. Yeah, great for you if you're getting this kill behind him. But look, he even paused and quit. And you're like, dude, this isn't how the game played. This isn't how the original game played. And it's not a secret. Look, here's another one. Downpour is much worse this way, I think. You can see, same situation as the original gameplay we just watched. They're all on this side. All of them. You can see them. They have not pushed past the middle. They are not trying to overtake the other spawns, making them flip. And look at that. Can we just talk about how already, before it even happened, look at the 2 yellow arrows. That's his team. One of them dies, flips behind the other team. He should definitely, if this is like original, spawn with his team down here. So now my buddy spawns up behind him too. So like these teams are trying to hold middle like you would in original, and they're getting sandwiched for doing what you were supposed to do in the original, which was kill the other team. So you have to constantly check your back. Again, I'm not saying this is good or bad. It's just that's not how the original game played, and that's not really why I bought the game. I bought the game so I could play the original game. Here's one in Crash. I actually don't know if anything happened in this one that I was surprised about. Oh no, it does. I killed 2 people. I remember this clearly. So the rest of the team is right here on this side of the map. I killed 2 people just now, and you'll see the UAV come back. And now look, there's 2 of them up here and 2 of them down here. They split spawns for absolutely no reason. We weren't in their spawn. We weren't blocking their spawns. This happens every game. This never happened in original. Never. You had to pull a flank. A lot of your teammates had to die, and they had to push too far forward out of their spawn for that to happen. I'm saving the best one for last, by the way. We haven't been clipping since the game came out. We'd have a lot more if we did. A lot more. I have multiple times a game that it's clearly not like original. We would just watch the original Crossfire. Check this out. So the exact same thing is happening. That was happening in the original gameplay. We're kind of pushing towards the middle. We're going to try to hold them off into their spawn. Because in Crossfire, you wanted to keep them down in that spawn, or I liked to, and in Team Deathmatch, and just kill them. Because they were the ones who needed to push out. You had higher ground. You had better, in my opinion, you had better lines of sight. You had the advantage if you were at the top. So we want to hold them down there. And that's what you did in original. You kept them down in their spawn. This is literally exactly the same as the original gameplay we just watched. Look at that. We're all staying up there. No, that side. Now watch. Watch this UAV. Notice anything weird? You see the guys who pushed up from their spawn at the beginning. That's usual. That happens. You see the guys who didn't probably set up to snipe. And that's where people would be spawning if we had just killed them. But look where they spawned. Look at the UAV. They spawned behind us. They split spawns for no reason. This is my favorite one. And stuff like this happens more than you'd think. So, if we're going by Bog, and this is A side, over here, he should, if he dies, my friend, he should spawn over here with his team. The red dots are over on C side. They should spawn there. Let's watch what happens. His teammates with him. Nothing weird. Oh, well, that's why nothing's weird, because I'm a jackass and I started the tape at the wrong spot. So he's A side. Okay, no big deal. That guy very well could have flanked. All right, cool. He could have pushed this building, because you see, one of our guys was trying to flank. He could have tried to flank, and he got that kill. Perfect. But why in the world would my teammate not spawn back at A with his team? Like he did in every game of original COD4 ever. He spawned literally behind the guy and just walked out and knifed him. If that's not the stupidest thing, and this happens all the time in Modern Warfare Remastered, all the time. I mean, it wasn't done, I forgot. Then the dude spawns behind my buddy. Now, Raven, you know better. You know better, Raven. Look at all the stuff you're fixing and how good it is. Look how good the game is, but it's still different. And I'll tell you what, when the other 6 maps come out, if you aren't noticing this yet, and you played a lot of original, maybe you'll start noticing. But if you play Wet Work, and you play Block, and you play Countdown, imagine getting control of Countdown, getting your copter, and kind of holding them in their spawn at the middle, and then they spawn right behind you. Think about it, just for a second, as to how bad that map plays when something like that happens. Or Wet Work. I played Wet Work last night. I went back and played original. I've done it a couple times since Modern Warfare Remastered came out, because I was like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's entirely possible. Let's be clear. I could be wrong about everything I just talked about and showed you. I'm no expert on Call of Duty 4 by any means, but I did play a lot of it. Um, I don't remember what I was saying. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say it didn't happen. You'll know when wet work comes out. If spawn slip. The whole point of wet work, the whole point of all of them, ambush, all of it. Maybe people think that new players are rushing and flipping spawns too fast. No, that's not what's happening at all. We're having the exact same scenarios that we did in original, and it's not working the same. It's not even close. You're spawning wherever you want. You're flipping spawn, spawning with the other team, spawning right behind the other team. You can't make it up. I'm just trying to spread some awareness. So I hope maybe Raven. I hope you're watching, Raven. That'd be awesome. Thanks.